Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amazing Plastic Sunday Hangout. I'm your host, Scratch and Jack Holzer, and Amazing Plastic is a Google Plus community of scale modelers of all shapes and sizes, interests, genres, and skill levels who like to share one another's tips and tricks with one another and revel in one another's builds. And today we have hanging out with us members of Amazing Plastic. Well, let's welcome them and see what's going on their benches. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing great, Jack. Just cold and rainy day here. My 747 project is on hold, so I'm starting the converter plane.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I just did a box kit review, and that'll be up on YouTube later tonight after I edit it. And then got an interesting project coming up. You probably may have seen these before.
Oh yeah.
Little Johnny Lightning off in space.
What are they? I can't say that I've seen them.
The Jupiter 2.
Oh, this is a tiny.
I'm actually going to disassemble it and put lights in it.
Okay. Is that so? You're saying you are missing? We were just talking about that just before we went on the air. You got some parts missing from your Rebel kit for the space shuttle. The 747 is missing some stabilizing fins or something like that.
Yep.
And well, I'll see what I can do. I don't know what I can do. So I have a lot of resin. I know that. I just need to know if I have any rubber.
If I don't get them in a week or so, I'll just have you measure the length of the parts, and I can make them.
All right, that's because there's little notches on the sides of those things.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, well, at least that will give me some practice on casting stuff. Well, anyway, James, how you doing? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine there, Jack. Yeah, it's a little gloomy here today, so I spent most of it on the bench.
Nice.
And finished off that underskin for the lower nacelle I was working on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
My 329, and finally got it installed tonight. There's still a few points I got to tack down, but other than that, that's coming along.
Nice. Yeah, we had a little bit of rain down a little south from you. Toronto is what? I'd say about 5.5 hours drive from where I live.
Yeah.
And we got a little rain yesterday. They told us that all the rain would be kept to the north. So it's been a good day. Huh? A good day for
bench work.
Spending some time on the bench. Huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. And next up we have the invariable and awesomeness, Jay.
Hi, how you doing, Jack?
I'm doing very well, thanks. I haven't talked to you since 24 hours ago.
Yeah, it was about that. So yeah, it's actually been an absolutely beautiful sunny day here today. So naturally, I spend it all downstairs here on the workbench. But I am finishing up some of the parts on the Daedalus refit kit, and that's actually all I've been working on today. Is that so? Getting the parts finished up for that.
Anything to show for it?
I've got the pylons pretty much finished here. I don't know if how well they'll show up, but I'll get them into some light.
Nice.
These are, come on, show up.
Yeah, we can see it.
Anyway, I put some detail into both sides of them, and ends. I'll use these for casting. The main body, or the primary hull and the neck are finished. Again, get light on it. That's not that easy. Primary hull and the neck are finished. I've got the section up front here for the deflector dish.
I like how you did the deflector dish. It doesn't stick out very far.
Yeah, it works really well.
It's also reminiscent of oh gosh, what ship am I thinking of? Discovery.
Yeah, it does look a lot like Discovery. And let's see, any other parts that I've been doing on that? Working on the actual neck and for the deflector dish and the dish itself. So and once I get the other parts in, I can get the rest of it going. There's some parts I can probably cast off of the original version that I made, and work with those to like parts of the engine and such. I think I can cast. So it's coming along nicely. I think it's going to be a good kit.
Cool. I've been working on a bash kit. I guess I think Eric would be. He's actually saw parts of me building it, and I am kind of done with it. I just want to do a little bit of what do you call it? Weathering on this. And why is this not working? It just flashed. I thought I had it plugged in. I haven't been able to do a stand on it, but I'll be doing one probably next week. And this is a destroyer from Star Trek, but this only appeared in one of the movies as a schematic, basically from the top view. And I was doing a lot of research on it, so it could be anybody's guess as to what this really looked like, although the schematic was just simply from the top view like this.
It started off, I think the book was called Starship Chronology, or it might have been the Starfleet Handbook. It came out in the early 80s, I want to say, late 70s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it had some interesting ships in it. So.
Well, the biggest thing for me was I built the circuit board, and it's inside the nacelle, which you really don't really want to do.
Oh, there it is. Starfleet Technical Manual. That's
Yeah.
James, you have the Starfleet Technical Manual that has all the ships in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got one of those upstairs somewhere. It's nice. It's an interesting read.
Well, I did the circuitry for it just as an estimation as to what it is. It's a 4060 circuit, and I'm using 4 channels. I got a double blink for a strobe, and of course the lazy nav. The strobe actually took a couple of the outputs. When you combine a fast to a slow, you'll get the double blinking effect from it. Maybe you should do a video on that, huh?
Probably should, yeah.
It's actually the video that I seen was done by Bad Grendels on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I give him the credit for building that circuit. And if you wanted to do as a modeler, get involved with basic electronics and integrated circuits like this uses, like the 4060 is. Just check out Bad Grendels on YouTube, and he would. There was a video he did about 2 years ago. He did an entire series on LEDs and stuff. An awesome modeler he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you want to show there, James?
Yeah. There. Let's see if we can get that.
Yep. I don't have the sensor array on this. I decided against it. And it's funny that I decided against it because there are 2 classes that are similar. The Hermes class is a scout ship. It has a smaller dish, saucer section, and I do believe its deflector is on the front rim of the saucer. The Saladin class is the same saucer section as the Enterprise that we all have gotten to know, and its deflector sticks out from the bottom like that.
Well, in that original book, Jack, and this was back when Star Trek fandom was really starting to take off. That actually wasn't called a deflector dish. Originally, that was called a sensor dish.
Main sensor.
Even on the Enterprise, it was called a sensor dish, and then they later decided it was a deflector dish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say where everything is. I mean, on the data list, they say that what looks like just painting on the front, there's a kind of a I forget what you call it, but there's a cut-off triangular area that's painted black, and a lot of the blueprints say that that's a deflector strip.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, yeah. Well, it could be really anything, but that's what bashing a kit is. And I could see myself like doing a Mad Max. Of course, Mad Max is coming back out as a movie. They're redoing a series. And it would be kind of cool to do just a car, just completely out of imagination. Because quite frankly, I have plenty of failed model kits that I can build something from. I'm sure you all have something to.
We all have our parts bins, yes.
What do you have there, Bob?
If you want an example here, I mean, this is a Miranda class that I'm working on, and what looks like the little scoops at the back is what they're calling the ventral navigation back on the bottom.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Well, that's pretty. Boy, what's that off to the side there, to the right? That.
I kind of like that. That's based on the
Romulan bird of prey.
design for the Romulan bird of prey. I kind of like that layout.
Yeah, that's what Danny is bashing right now, doing that. That's pretty awesome. Well, I'm going to try doing this. You're screen sharing, and every time I screen share, I seem to go dark. So I'm going to try doing it. I cleared my cache and my history, so I'm going to see if I can start sharing member builds. Okay, what I have here, and this is off modeling. We can model just about anything. Interstellar
That's
modeler.
a Mass Effect helmet.
It's a Mass Effect. I'm not even sure what that is. You seem to know it, James. Mass Effect.
Well, it's a game. It's
a
game series.
It's a computer game.
I see. And well, he has videos about this. Of course, I can't really share videos. Photos I can. I like what he did, making it weathered and shot at. He's done a good job on this, I think. So have you guys ever had to make something look, see, oh, there I am. Am I coming back?
Yep, you're back.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're back.
Have you guys ever had to like do burn marks or whatnot on things?
Yeah, I built you know the movie Starship Troopers? I built a copy of that helmet, and I gave it a lot of some dents and just make it look worn. Especially when you're making a prop, I think you've got to make it look worn. When I built the proton packs, for Ghostbusters, when I built proton pack props, so many people will build them and they have them really nice and clean and pristine. And what I did was I painted them silver first, and then went over them with black paint so that I could go over it with sandpaper and scrape away the black and make it look like it was metal showing through underneath. And I made them look like they were used. That makes it look better, I think.
And you too, Bob?
I don't weather. Well, I do weather a little bit on my railroad stuff, but most of my planes and stuff, I keep them fairly clean. I mean, there may be little soot marks on them or anything, but I don't really bang them up.
Well, next up, I had a conversation with Neil Wooding about Wild House, and he's gearing up. He's doing very well, and we'll probably be able to sell his kits here in the States soon. So keep a lookout. I gave him a October 1st. He says he can meet that, and we'll get some of his kits over here. The one kit that he has already produced is the stasis pod. And this is just one rendition. Well, many renditions, actually. He has different colors of light inside the pod itself. And he says he's got a figure for it. And I have to admit, I'm building this too, and the color that I chose to do it is bluer than this color. And it would be, and I asked him, I said, will there be any canon when it comes to this sort of thing? And he had to kind of chuckle, and he said, well, no, well, you build it as you want. That's why he's making these.
That is a beautiful kit.
It is. This is the actual kit. It stands about, I'd say, about 5 inches tall.
Yeah, it's well thought out.
He's he's doing a bang-up job with bringing us newfangled sort of models. So you're going to be making that Daedalus into a kit.
Yes.
Well, I don't want you to answer this, but, well, I don't think you should be doing this anyway, filming it, sort of filming your progress on it. I don't think you should do it. I think it should be left as a mystery, quite frankly.
Well, I haven't filmed any of the progress on it so far, so.
But, you know, I talked to you, and you seem to know where to get things, because I said, where am I going to, like, I want to do the Destroyer again. I think it's a fun build, but I want to make it bigger, a 350 scale or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you should just go to Home Depot. You'll find all sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
Like pipe.
PVC pipe. I use PVC pipe. I use copper tubing in my models sometimes. They usually sell. Well, one thing they have that's really nice is these plastic signs. You know, like no parking or garage sale.
For rent for sale. Yeah, I know the ones you mean.
And most of them are made out of styrene. And
oh, really?
Great way to get large sheets of styrene at a lot lower cost than buying them as styrene sheets, you know, and they are in different thicknesses. I will sometimes bring a caliper with me so I can measure what the thicknesses are and get what I need. A little sanding and the paint comes off, and they work great.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, wood, you know. A lot of wood is used in framing and such. So, yeah, I spend a lot of time in some of the various large-scale hardware stores looking for parts and looking for things.
Uh-huh.
What is that?
Well, I'm going to take a guess at what this is. Wayne Lazenby's. It's a tank.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tank, and it's got camouflage on it. I'm willing to bet that's cheesecloth.
Probably.
Yeah.
Acting as camouflage. Really cool stuff. It can just, even with a build like this, which is out of a kit mostly, it looks like, but he's added, you know, these, whatever these are, and the cables, and of course the camouflage.
And the side skirts look to be scratched.
The what?
The side skirts look to be scratched.
This here?
Yeah, the side skirts on the side.
Uh-huh.
It looks like an H model Type 4.
Even barbed wire on the cannons. Why did they do that?
Well,
Why would they do that? Keep people from climbing up on the. If they were in amongst enemy troops, they keep them from climbing up. Or at least slow them down from climbing up on the tank. Jack?
I think we lost him.
Uh-oh.
He shared too many pictures. Okay. While we're waiting for Jack to come back.
Yeah.
On your paper models, do you ever, other than paper, obviously, do you ever use anything for structuring to help hold it together, or help strengthen it? Maybe wood or plastic or some or.
You sometimes use styrene, sometimes for some parts, because some things don't translate well into paper.
Mm-hmm.
I also use I've used foam board too for reinforcing, and and of course even with this, my reinforcing mounting tubes for the wing are aluminum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the paper ones and the idea of using wood ones just would not take up the weight of those wings for any long period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of fascinated by the whole papercraft thing. I've never done one, other than Well, I did some really simple manned spacecraft back when I was in
Yeah.
high school. And it was really more a case of patterns in a book, and we put them on a photocopier and blew them up. But it's with
The
the
more
detail
complex
that you
ones.
can the detail you can get in them nowadays is just amazing.
Oh, that's it. There are some real artists out there now that are creating the patterns now, and you can pretty well find anything
Yeah,
if you're looking for it.
yeah, yeah. On that tank that Jack had up,
Yeah.
be there anymore. The barbed wire, I'm not sure. Bob, you might be able to help me with this, but the barbed wire was probably not scratch built. I'm guessing that I know you can get barbed wire in photo etch and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that might be what it was.
Well, the barbed
Yeah.
wire, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's probably using the photo etch barbed wire for that.
Yeah, it's a good looking kit. Yeah, now Jack has disappeared, so he should be right back.
Yeah.
It's
Well, what I
available
was,
for the
yeah,
model
what I
railroad
was,
supply stuff too.
yeah.
Say it again, Bob.
The barbed wire you can get through like model railroad supply stuff too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's an area we've got a store right near me. It's a hobby store that really specializes in model railroad. Ah, Jack's back. It specializes in model railroad, but they have boxes and boxes of just parts and things like that at a really low price. What they do,
Yeah.
they sell very little new stuff. It's almost all stuff that people brought in for trade or for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just tons of supplies that you can get for detailing that are amazing. And I buy a lot of that stuff, a lot of model railroad stuff, because it
Oh, the
translates
model,
well into.
especially for detail stuff, especially for your dioramas and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's a very good source for a lot of
Exactly.
materials.
Welcome back, Jack.
Well, thanks for having me back. My computer decided to do a spontaneous shutdown again.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's see if I can get this moving about here. Ah, there we go. There's my name. Well, I was waiting for everything to come back up. I found something else to share because it has to do with what we're talking about. And I think you can really relate to this, Jay.
Yeah.
This is a cargo container.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is a cargo container. Let's see if this is all going to cooperate for me. This is from Buddha Punk. And he's into HO scale building. He's model railroading, and he's building a chemical plant. And now he's doing this cargo container here. Let's see if I can get this back. This is the one part I just want to see how accurate. You see these squares?
Oh yeah, the lift holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm. There's some real talent on the site. I am very impressed. I don't know why, but I'm sometimes more impressed by somebody making, something like that. Not a model airplane, model spaceship, boat, whatever. That's always cool. But when you take something that is not normally modeled like that, and
Yeah.
especially if you're scratch building it, that can be really amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And his particular kinds of work is just he's building a whole chemical plant. Let me see if I can bring that up.
Yeah, I usually come back with some kind of new modeling stuff every time I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or you start going up and down the electric aisle or the plumbing aisle, and you find all kinds of things. Hey, I know what I could do with that, or
like what?
That would be great for this. And
well, like what do you find?
All sorts of lots of little bits and pieces. You see something that's a type of wire or a type of connector or something like that, and all of your mind just turns like, well, I can use that for something in modeling, and you just automatically interpret everything in that scale.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of what he's doing And this stuff has to be pre-made. I'm telling you, the intricacy is unreal.
Yeah.
Some of it is available.
I recognize
in parts,
this.
but
Some of it's pre-made. Some of it is he's building himself.
Well, yeah, I know the railing would be pre-made. I do know that. But this particular thing here, where my cursor is a square tube that he's drilled holes into it, and he's put round tubing through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some stuff I recognize, but there's like the steps. Are there such a thing like those already made?
Oh yeah.
yeah, you can
Oh,
get.
yeah, there's-
That doesn't necessarily mean that he did not make those. I'm just saying, yeah, you can buy all kinds of steps and things. There's for model railroading, making the scenery and stuff. There is just about anything you can imagine out there.
Well, last I was showing this, this was maybe about 4 weeks ago. This part that's jutting out in this little shed right here wasn't a part of it. I'm like, I was just amazed with what he already had. I thought, well, it's already done. No, this guy keeps going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In the background, he's got a storage tank for it with the spiral stair on it. And I don't know if he's got a shot of that. There it is.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I'm going through, like, Bob mentioned the electrical section of a place. When I'm looking for wire, I don't necessarily intend to use it as wire, because you buy the stuff that you use to wire up your house. That's very stiff copper wire, and that stiff copper wire can be bent into different shapes, used as piping on a model, or all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, all kinds of stuff. And speaking of all kinds of stuff, I have here a picture that he has on his Google Plus. I would think these are grain elevators.
Yep.
And if
That's what it looks like, yeah.
What it is, a grain elevator is basically silos where they held grain, and there was an elevator in it that dumped the grain inside it. What's that?
We call them prairie skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Prairie skyscrapers. But, when you're doing a scale model of this, what do you use?
PVC pipe.
PVC pipe. Who would have thunk it? Let's see. Got another shot of these silos. And, yeah.
I remember
So
when I was a kid, my mom grew up in North Dakota, where you see a lot of that stuff, and it says Farmers Co-op on the side. But when I was a very little kid, I kept wondering, what is a coop?
Coop.
Yeah, you see that everywhere. And there's near us is, I can't remember if it's it's a Planters Peanut factory right near us, and so they've got those big silos, but they're full of peanuts.
They're full of peanuts.
That's a lot of peanuts.
When I was a kid, there was a car that I remember seeing, and it's actually the memory doesn't come back until a modeler builds it. Okay, let's see. Share. Okay, here we go. And this is a car that I remember seeing quite often as a kid.
Oh, the Duster.
Yeah.
And John Shimo, this is his work. Hats off to him. His paint job is phenomenal. Really cool stuff. That looks brand new.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the paint that makes it look like that, Jay?
That's a metal flake. They're just very little tiny pieces of metal that are either in the purple or in the clear coat on top of the purple that make that flake. Or I'm pretty sure that's a metal flake because it doesn't look like it's prismatic.
Yeah.
But you can also get stuff that's prismatic. I had some paint at one time that was really quite cool. It was similar to that, but it would, well, that's actually doing it. If you look at it, the back of it looks a different color purple. The front of it looks almost red. And
that's because of the flake, isn't it?
yeah, it's certain paints will actually do that. They have a very drastic color change depending on what angle you're seeing it at.
This particular shot I like a lot, and I'll tell you why. You got the Elmer's glue, the CA, you got the Yamato, and then of course the Mountain Dew bottle.
And the
all the things
prescription bottle next to it.
Yeah,
prescription bottle next to it. That's important for all models.
Oh yeah, the prescription. I didn't even see that.
Well, and I can see behind that he's also got a can of Model Masters paint that looks like the same color as what he's using there.
So what are you saying? If your medication don't work, sniff the glue?
Exactly. You want some strange ideas for models, just spend a little time breathing fumes.
Yeah.
Let's see whatever trouble I can get myself into. This is all these pictures are on Amazing Plastics, Amazing Plastic, the Google Plus community. Just go through these pages. And the weekends are the best because there are dozens of postings during the weekends. There's some posting during the week, and I do keep up with it. But just like that one picture, I sit back and, as Jay pointed out, I didn't even notice everything about it. It's just something very amusing about watching modelers' benches, taking a look at what they have on the benches.
And the University of Minnesota recently did a study, and they say that the more clever you are, the more likely you are to have a very cluttered workspace. That's true. So I've got to be a freaking genius. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, we must be geniuses because we're all. You know what? I'm going to brag about Bob now. Let's see if I can get this picture to cooperate. And this is his. Oh gosh darn! This is a 747.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a bird without wings.
I'm going to fly very far with the wings laying on the ground like that.
I want to ask you, Bob.
Okay.
I see you've got these major parts painted, and the model is not assembled.
Right.
Is it easier for you to do it this way?
Yeah, I like to do it in major sub-assemblies. And here, let me grab it real quick. It's right here.
Well, I don't know. This is just painting and decaling even before you even do the final assembly.
Yeah, the main fuselage is
That
completed.
was one thing.
And what? The reason I haven't put the wings on yet, or the landing gear, is I want to be able to twist and turn it around when I go to mount the shuttle. So I can get in there and do all my drilling and whatnot.
So you planned that out then?
Yeah. But then, yeah, my wings are done. They're ready to be snapped. I got tape on them right now, but they're completed.
But what do you do about, because I have the same model, and I have to admit, if you don't put the wings on just so, you're going to have some gapping.
I'll go through after I've got them glued. Like here, I'll turn at the bottom. There's a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
I'll fill that with canopy glue to get rid of the gap, well, the big part of it. But there would be a natural seam there in the plane anyway.
Right. The canopy glue foot, the seam will still be there.
I'll touch up the paint, and then I'll do a final satin coat on the whole plane once it's done.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I haven't put the landing gear on because I don't want to break them while I'm working on the thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have mine in flight.
but they're all landing gear. They're all been painted and they're ready to go.
There is something about this kit that I want to ask you about. Let me get mine. And I want to ask you if you did it. Now, I filled the windows up with dental acrylic. There's no use in having them because they're going to be decaled anyway. All right, now let's see if I can get a shot of what I mean. All right, this kit has like raised lines on it.
Raised panel lines, yeah, because this is like a
Raised
1980.
panel lines. Like right there, around along the windows.
Uh-huh.
Now, did you leave them on or did you sand them off?
I left all the panel lines on here. And actually, Jack, if you wanted, when you got to that point, take the wing off. So that's what I tell you. The wings are off so like it's easier to work on. After I did this, if I were to do it again, this long blue decal, I would just paint it. Because you've got the
But you got the windows. The windows are blacked out, though.
Right. Well, then you could have your windows there instead of using the black marks for the windows.
I see.
And then the only thing, because the little the mission marks are above that decal, so you can cut those off and use those. And you could either just trim out the registry numbers off from your decal, or just get like a micro scale number sheet and make those, and it would come out looking a lot nicer, smoother, just to paint that line than to try to use the decal. The decal works fine, but I think you'd get a smoother look.
I just hate using decals that big.
It was like four.
Well, actually, it comes
came
in
in
three
like four
parts.
parts.
Oh, okay.
And then each door is a separate decal that goes over it.
Okay.
It went on real well, and it's real smooth. But if I were to do it over again,
here's a decal
I would
sheet.
just paint it.
Oh, okay. That makes life a little easier.
Yeah, those are all in sections there.
I'd say, yeah, it all worked out great. But just for a little sharper looking model, I think it would look a little sharper, a little bit smoother with that being painted instead of being a decal.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Those raised lines right there, it'd be a cinch to mask off and just paint the thing.
Do you use any kind of a Solvaset or a decal setting solution?
Solvaset.
Oh, yeah.
The only one I have.
The best stuff.
I threw away the microscale stuff years ago.
I don't like the microscale stuff. That stuff right there is made by, who is it?
Walters.
Which is actually a model railroad.
Yep.
Company. My bottle's round. Yours is square. I don't know why, but I think
they're old. The new bottles are round. I've got a new bottle here too. This one's like 10 years old and still got a little left. And actually, when I do decals, I will throw 5 or 6 drops of this into the bowl of water.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Solvaset is the best stuff out there, and it is like a third the price of the Microset and Microset.
Yeah, this was $2.49 for 2 ounces.
Yeah, I think this bottle right here is, it's also 2 ounces. I think I paid $3 something for it. So.
And it comes with the brush inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like vinegar like your Microset does.
Which is mainly what it is. Is the Microset is mainly vinegar.
Yeah.
Some people just use vinegar.
Well,
I put a couple drops in my water and it breaks the surface tension, and the decals seem to come off the paper a little better.
Yeah.
As we are looking at Modeler's picture, this is your picture of your 747 with wings on. It looks like it's sitting. I'm not even sure what it's sitting on.
My
laptop. I just know you got your laptop there with YouTube in the background, and of course in the corner.
It's sitting on top of my mouse.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My mouse is usually right here most of the time. I got it sitting on my belly. I got a wireless mouse, so I use my stomach, chest as my mouse pad most of the time.
I just like looking at people's pictures and trying to imagine what's in the background there.
What's behind me on that side? Boxes and boxes of model trains and model kits and my ice skates from when I played hockey, my beer cooler, DVD player box that I just bought a new DVD player because my old one died. All my winter clothes that wouldn't fit in the closet are hanging up over there. That's what's on the other side.
Well, there is, maybe I can bring this up. Let's see. There is something that I had a picture taken on my bench. And it just shows you pretty much how messy it is. And it gets where every time I do a build and then finish it, I kind of put things away.
Deanne is leaning in.
Oh, is she?
Say hi.
Hi, Deanne.
Hi.
How are you? They're just headbutting out off the sideline, you know.
Welcome to the peanut gallery.
She's got to get up early, so she's going to bed. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry to see you go, but I hear you're working again.
Yeah, I am. I just don't like getting up that early in the morning, but hey, I'm not getting up as early as I was.
I don't like getting up in the morning and taking you to work, but, you know, you live with it.
You can either take me and be stuck all day in the house, or you can, bring me.
Let you take the car? I don't think so. Anyway,
good night, Dan. Have a good night.
Bye. I will see you all later.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good night.
Well, this is what I wanted to share. And this is my P47 build. And off to the right there is a saucer. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Up. Go away. Oh, there it is.
Good.
There it is.
Using it as a pallet.
It's a pallet. It's the underside of an Enterprise. And somebody had noticed it. I had 2 failures. That was one of them. And this is another one. The Enterprise makes a great palette for mixing epoxy. This is all epoxy down in here. And of course, there's some up here. It's all shiny and glittery. And I use it as a palette. Can anybody
That's the one that was leaning against the cabinet yesterday?
What's that?
Is that the one I noticed leaning against the box behind you yesterday?
You mean this box?
That box.
Oh, yes. This is the one that was pictured. And you see, I have a full supply of saucers from the Enterprise. In fact, this one's even lighted.
Good, you'll be able to see better what you're doing.
Yeah, I saw that on yesterday morning thing. I had a box of saucers sitting behind you.
So I have plenty of pallets. As long as I have an Enterprise kit, I have a pallet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So anyhow.
We're waiting for our fearless leader to give us another topic.
Yes.
I am at a loss, actually. Fearless. Let me go back to...
We're waiting for our fearful leader to...
Since I... what is this? Oh, gosh. You know what? When I navigate the internet, you guys should see how bad I navigate. I have no idea what this is.
It's
joining all kinds of...
you're all communities.
They're available.
It shows like virtually all communities that are out there, and 99% of them are pretty worthless.
Yeah, like the Dark Hearts over here. I don't know, 563 members, 399 posts. It looks like 50 Shades of Grey there.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't read this.
It's kind of like Tebow trying to pick out which ones he thinks she'll like.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all the communities I try to follow. As you see the numbers here, I haven't, well, sci-fi. Let's take a look at the other communities, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi fantasy.
Sci-fi fantasy.
Okay. I just joined because I get invites. I do like this one. In fact, you know what? I have an F-14. I should build it.
Oh yeah.
This site has an amazing amount of eye candy. I particularly like this one. This is actually pretty cool. Make
The
a nice.
F4 Phantom one that's really cool too.
What's that?
The one for the F4 Phantom is really cool too. The Google community.
Oh, really?
They got lots of cool pictures on it.
Yeah, well, I joined this because I want to build the F-14 as well as get an eagle built. So I got the eagle's nest here, and there's a lot of communities that have plenty of reference. Basically, the eagle is a aircraft that is shared by many nations. I think Israel has them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what else, but.
Japan, Korea, Germany.
You see, I have 2 invitations here already. 15 millimeter sculpting. I don't know what this is. Huh. Seems like a lot of talk to me. Back to my pictures here. All right, going back to the community. This is how fast my computer is, by the way.
So, Jack, what would you say has been your favorite build, let's say, like the last 6 months?
It would have to be my Katinga. And it was the movie version. It was the motion picture box. And what I liked about it is the way I painted it so differently, and it was very successful. And it's also lighted too, and it was an easy build. So it would be my Katinga.
Cool.
I don't know. There was a. You said 6 months before that. That would be the purple one, the Hemi. And yours?
Probably the Duck or the Fireflash, the two planes I just did.
Uh-huh.
I think I'll like this one when it finally gets done. That Duck just really turned out well. I was really happy with the way that thing turned out.
Isn't it funny the ones that turn out well are our favorites?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had some stinkers too. I've got a couple of them growing moss back here that didn't turn out so well.
We've all got those.
Is there a build that you had abandoned and went back to?
Pretty much when I abandon them, I start scavenging them for parts. So there's not much to go back to. You always break a prop or a landing gear on something else, and so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Once they get abandoned, usually go right to the scrap heap.
Just like my box of failures, and it has screws in it too. Well, you saw one of the boxes with my pallets, and this is my box of failures. Look how big this thing is. Of course, it's a lot of screws, but my failures are in there too. And yes, yeah. Actually, for my destroyer kit, I did use some parts out of it. I did a cutaway Enterprise, and they had these little funny power packets underneath the nacelle. And although it's out of scale, this is a 500 scale to a 650 scale, and it's oversized. So I like it.
I say like my Enterprise A that took the tumble from the ceiling is now going to donate its pylons to building that Peregrine model for the Reliant. So.
Oh, really?
Parts get recycled.
Yeah, it's recycled. How about you, Jay? What's your favorite in the past 6 months, and did you ever go back to a failure?
That's what I went to go get, and yes, because it's a failure that I went back to and made it work. This is a scratch build that I did. This is a Type S scout ship from the role-playing game Traveler. This is a complete scratch build that I made.
That's cool.
You can actually see inside. The cockpit is lighted, and you can see inside there. It's got engines going, strobes on it. The nav lights are flashing for some strange reason because nav lights aren't supposed to flash, but what the heck. A lot of weathering, and but this is a complete scratch build based on drawings and stuff of the ship that they have in the game. And this was probably my favorite that I've done. But I started this maybe 9 years ago, and the basic shape was made, and I had not touched it. I kind of gave up on it, and then I decided, I really want to get that thing done, and I scrapped some of it, remade some of it, and went back to it, and finished it actually rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I say, this one's my favorite so far. I've got the flickering LEDs and the engines. The lighting is the strobe and everything. They're all done with flashing LEDs.
Right, and you wire them, and if you wire them in series, all the ones that are not flashing will flash.
Yep.
Did you wire any LEDs that do flash in series?
All of the strobes back there that are flashing, right. Those are probably 2 or 3 different flashing LEDs that are.
Oh, really?
Or two or three different lights that are all run by a single flashing LED.
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's 3 strobes back there, and then the nav lights, as you can see, are flashing at a different rate.
Mm-hmm.
So they are on their own flashing LEDs, and then the lights in the cockpit don't flash. But this one's my favorite.
Is it run by battery?
No, I've got an old, what is this? This is an old cell phone charger that
Nice.
I used because it had the very nearly the right voltage. I just threw a resistor on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you, James?
Oh, my favorite build, I think, within this last year has got to be my my Pat Labor project. Because that turned out so nice. I'm so happy with the way that turned out.
Don't know what that is.
That's that mecha I built in
the
with the diorama.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that failure is one that I've got here is a T-Max scooter that the body came out just terrible, and I've got it. At some point, I'll get back to it and rebuild the body from scratch.
Uh-huh. And that was that's a paper model that
that's
you're
a
talking
paper
about.
model, yeah. Yeah, the body did not come out well. The fit is terrible on it. And I don't know, it might be a scaling issue when it was printed out. I'm not sure. But it's got to be that's got to be scrapped.
Well,
the body came out pretty good. The chassis came out not bad, but the body is terrible.
I'm curious. We were mentioning that out of our failures or ones that just don't look right or work right, we use parts for another build. Do you do that with paper? Can you bash a paper kit?
Yes, you can. Sure, you can bash a paper kit. You can intermix kits and make anything that your imagination can come up with.
Just the same thing. It's just a different material.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a different material.
That's all it is.
Well, gee, guys, about 55 minutes has passed, and I really appreciate you guys showing up and doing a show with me. It was actually a lot of fun. Yeah. And I didn't realize that we were just talking about so many different things. So I'd like to thank you all for showing up, and of course, members of Amazing Plastic. Without your community, this wouldn't exist, and we would be hanging out and talking about models and how we build them and why we build them, and even swallow some crow in the meantime. So thank you for watching all, and in 2 weeks we'll have another Hangout, Amazing Plastic Across the Pond, as well as a Sunday Hangout. Until then, y'all have a good modeling 2 weeks, and we'll see you then. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.